And welcome to another GCSE revision video, and in this video we're going to look at linear equations. Linear equations are equations that when plotted on a graph result in a straight line. For example, here is a graph of the equation y equals x. Algebraically, we can write an equation for any straight line graph in the form y equals mx plus c, where y is the position of the point on the vertical axis, and where x is the position of the point on the horizontal axis. On a graph, the y-axis is the vertical axis that goes from top to bottom. The x-axis is the horizontal axis that goes from left to right. Every point on the equation y equals x will fall on this line. The value of m tells us the slope of the line. A slope of 0 is just a horizontal straight line which runs parallel to the x-axis. This could be on the x-axis or anywhere parallel to the x-axis. A slope of 0 means for every one increment along the x-axis there is no change at all on the y-axis. A slope of 1 means for every one increment along the x-axis there is a corresponding increment of 1 on the y-axis. However, the slope of a vertical line is undefined. So the equation of a vertical line takes the form x equals b, where b is a constant. The value of c tells us where the line crosses the y-axis. This is also known as the y-intercept. The y-intercept is the point where the line crosses the y-axis. We can read the y-intercept directly from the graph. We can measure the slope by dividing the change in y by the change in x of any 2 points on the line. An x-intercept is the point where the line crosses the x-axis. An equation in the form y equals mx plus c is said to be in slope-intercept form. Algebraically, we can read the slope directly from the equation. In the case of y equals 2x plus 1, the slope is 2. And again, algebraically, we can read the y-intercept directly from the equation. Again, in the case of y equals 2x plus 1, the y-intercept is 1. Algebraically, we can find the x-intercept by setting y equals 0 and solving for x. Okay, well, so much for the theory. Let's have a go at putting that into practice. We're told to find the x and y intercepts of the straight line defined by the equation y equals 2x plus 1 and sketch the graph. Okay, well, the y-intercept is really easy. In fact, I'm going to type this because it takes me ages to write. Y-intercept is 1. And I get that just from looking at the graph. Looking at the equation. There it is. Y equals 2x plus 1. That plus 1 is the y-intercept. Okay, the x-intercept is gained by setting y equals to 0. So to find the x-intercept, I'll have to set y equals 0. So 0 equals 2x plus 1. And now I need to solve for x. So I'm going to take this 2x and I'm going to pop that over to the left hand side. So that becomes negative 2x is equal to 1. Now if I divide both sides by negative 2, x is equal to negative 1/2. Again, I'm going to type the answer. So the x-intercept is negative 1/2. And lastly, we're asked to just sketch the graph. So if I try and draw a graph, let's draw it down here. I've drawn my x and y axes. I suppose it's good practice to label your axes x and y. Okay, so we know that the y-intercept is 1. So I'm going to mark this point here as x is 0, y is 1. So that's 0, 1. And we know that the x-intercept is negative 1/2. So if it's negative, it's to the left of the y-axis. And I'm going to label this point negative 1/2, 0. And to sketch the graph, we know it's in the form y equals mx plus c, so it's a straight line. So we're just drawing a straight line through these 2 points. Because 2 points is the minimum amount of information we need to define any straight line. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Why don't you have a practice at some of this yourself? And I'd like to wish you all the best with your revision and all the best with your exams. And I'll see you in another video.